I know he was one of the final elements of really bringing the whole Mutiny Within sound and style together along with your writing. But how did the power of Chris's voice alter the band's songwriting style?
I mean, it certainly did. There's no doubt. You know, we always want to write technical and heavy, and we're a very musical band, but to be honest, for years and years, we never really focused on vocals. You know, we usually just had screaming and just threw the vocals on last. It was just once he started, you know, really like just, he was screaming, but he would put a pitch in the scream, you know what I'm saying? So you could hear notes with him. And like when he sang, I mean, he would put harmonies on it. And I mean, when he was just demoing vocals, we were just blown away. And from then on, we just realized, like, look, you know, we can't just write music and then have him throw the vocals on last. The vocals, the stuff he's doing is way too important. And we started writing, you know, kind of with him in mind. And a lot of the time wrote with him. He would sometimes just come up with a great melody or something, and then we'd write the music afterwards. So he really did. He changed the whole ball game, and he made this whole process, he made us all realize, you know, the vocals are, the stuff he's doing is just so phenomenal that we need to, you know, we need to all come together and write this not as music with vocals over the top, but as just as music. It really did change the game.
Now, does Chris's presence sort of take some of the pressure off of you? I mean, I know you pretty much write 95% of the structural and technical element of the songs and everything, but that's a lot of weight to carry when you're doing everything else. Now he brings in this incredible voice and his melody and everything. So does that kind of ease some burden from you?
No, because I feel it's just, there's so much going on in the music, and yeah, he does add so much melody and stuff. That doesn't mean that it makes writing the music any simpler or taking the pressure off, because, you know, underneath his voice, we still want to be rocking some really technical and melodic and fast stuff. We didn't look at it as, well, here he comes singing some amazing melodies and stuff, so now we can kind of skimp back on the music. Like, we put the music to 100% as well, so it kind of even pushed it even further. And you know, also, I need to give him credit because he is our producer for all the pre-production we did. He's mixed everything. He's actually mixing live tracks for us right now that'll be released on a special edition of our record. I mean, he's just an incredible studio guy. I mean, he produces, engineers, mixes, and all of our pre-production just always sounded great. And when we were showing it to the label, I mean, it was a great portrayal of what we were trying to do. It was almost album quality. Like, he just did a great job. He's getting so good at that stuff.
Once you step up the vocals and stuff like that, like you did with bringing Chris in, it almost makes you have to step up your game.
Exactly. So I guess kind of to answer your question, yeah, he didn't take the pressure off. He put the pressure on, you know, because we had to compete with the amazing stuff he was doing. But, you know, also, just like I mentioned, like, it enhanced things so much having him come in because, you know, I'm writing the stuff and we're working on it so hard, but it came to life when we started recording pre-production, and he is just such a great producer and engineer, and he is just able to bring these songs to life, and we can press play on the stereo and say that's what we were trying to do. Like, he's so good at that stuff. So he really gets it. He really, really gets it.
Now, you guys recorded the album in Florida, I believe, with Jason Sukoff. What was the recording experience like, and how was it working with Jason?
We recorded half the record with Jason Sukoff.
Okay.
Yeah, the second half was with Jason Beeler, also in Florida, funny enough. Both in Florida. Jason Beeler's from Saigon Kick, and he runs Beeler Bros Records. The first half of the record was at Sukoff in Sanford, Florida, and it was a great time. I mean, this is our first time out of our home studio. And you know what? He made things really comfortable. We wrote 50 songs in preparation for recording the record. And along with Mike Gitter, who was our A&R who signed us, we narrowed the 50 down to about 20. And then when we went to Sukoff's, he's brutal, dude. We put on the 20 songs, and he would hear like 30 seconds of one of them and say, nope, next. And then the next song, nope, next. Like, he He was brutal, dude, but you know what? It was great because he knows what a listener wants, and especially for someone who's just not patient with their music. They want to be hit right away, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it was really good that he helped us choose the songs. We narrowed the 20 down to 13, and then we tracked 13. We did drums there. Jason was just great. He had sick drum ideas. And then Jason was also amazing with guitar solos. Him and Brandon did all of Brandon's solos there, and just Jason Sukoff is the best producer shredder I've ever known. You got to see this guy play. It's amazing. And him and Brandon just came up with the craziest solos, so fitting, so technical, and I think we have to attribute that to a lot of what's on the record, because the shred on the record I love, and Jason was a huge part of that. So we did drum tracking, some guitar rhythms, guitar solos, and then we ended up leaving there and finishing the record with Jason Beeler. And at Beeler's, we did all the keyboards, all the bass, finished the rhythm guitars, did all of Dan's lead guitars and solos, and the vocals. So we did like half the record or more at Jason Beeler's. And to talk about him a little bit, I mean, he's a genius when it comes to songwriting and hooks and, you know, trimming the fat. He wrote Love Is On The Way with Saigon Kick, and that song, like, fucking bought his house, you know? Like, the guy, he's just got an ear, man. And him and Chris really brought this record over the hill. He helped Chris really say what he was trying to say in his lyrics. And when him and Chris recorded vocals, it was just incredible. It really helped us not just have great music, but have great songs and a meaning to the song. And when we walked out of that studio, each song meant something to us, and we all had our interpretations of the lyrics. And it wasn't just, you know, riff, and shred and this and that. Like, they actually came together as songs.
They sort of become like living entities after a while. They take on a life of their own because you put all your blood and sweat into it.
Right, exactly.
Now, I understand you guys have caught some flack over introducing clean vocals into your sound because you used to have just a lot of, you know, the screaming and whatnot. And I think the way that you mix them up with Chris's unique voice, they really make for a complete package.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were. Have you ever heard our stuff where it was just screaming?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, but you sounded then sort of like all of the other bands who were just screaming and playing great riffs and whatnot. A lot of intense, dark stuff going on there, but everybody else is doing that. So when you brought in Chris, it seems to me like that was the magical element you put in, because clean vocals are more difficult to do. So by putting all of that together and extending who you are, it really made you the band that you've become, which is something above and beyond all the other bands that are out there trying to get a record deal.
Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. I mean, and we've always toyed around with clean vocal parts and this and that, but, you know, I mean, we always thought of vocals last. And when Chris got in the band, we really started writing music with him in mind and making the vocals just as important as the music, actually making it a part of the music. So with just all the melody and everything and all that he's able to do, I mean, well, I want someone to listen to this record and at the end of it say, wow, that singer can do everything. That's hopefully the goal we've achieved. And with a singer that can do so much, why in the world would we limit him?
No, he's just got so much going on vocally that, and you can hear it whether he's screaming or if he's singing clean vocals. He's got such unique nuances in his voice, the places that he takes it. It just adds a totally new element to what you're doing that I don't hear anybody else doing.
Thank you very much. That was the goal. I mean, you got bands that just scream. Then you have bands that sing the verse, scream the chorus. Flip that. Scream the verse, sing the chorus. Man, he is a worker. He worked on his voice. You know, he sings every day. He went to Melissa Cross in New York forever, just working on all these techniques. And when we were recording with vocals, that's why we were so happy with Beeler, because Beeler's not scared of anything. And, you know, he doesn't have a preference one way or the other. He knows what we were going for. We were going for diversity. And, you know, we only got one shot here to make our impression on the metal scene. So it's like, let's just show everybody everything we can do. Sorrow